I want to understand quickly about the government crypto reserve and
Yeah.
like what that means.
So the government crypto reserve, Trump is the master negotiator.
Yeah.
The art of the deal. He read it. He wrote it. If you haven't read the book, just read it. And so one tool that you have in negotiating is something called anchoring. Mm-hmm. So you throw out something big to anchor or shift the Overton window, as we call it, right? So Trump throws out crazy things, and you think he's crazy. Nothing. By the way, I just listened last night. There's an interview with Howard Lutnick from the All In
podcast.
Have you listened to it?
I have not listened to it, but it's on.
I saw everybody saying it's the best interview in the world. I watched it last night, and I went, holy crap, we have the very smartest people in the entire world working.
I've seen clips, and it's pretty exciting.
Wow. But anyway, and he's known Trump for 35 years. He paints a picture of him. He is not an idiot. Everything he says is perfectly measured. So he came out and said that, well, first, in the presidential run, you had RFK Jr. Still running at that time, and he came to the Bitcoin conference and said he wanted to create a strategic Bitcoin reserve. Well, Trump, not to be outdone, said, "Well, I'll do that as well." Obviously, they're working together now. So we also have Senator Lummis from Wyoming has already submitted a bill to also create this in the government, and lots of people are backing this. Now, what Trump did is he came out and said, maybe it'll be a crypto asset reserve, and maybe we'll do Cardano and we'll do Solana and all these things. And he just kind of threw out all that crap and basically got everyone outraged. And not just everybody. Brian Armstrong, the CEO of Coinbase, which makes all its money from people trading those assets, came out and said, whoa, you can't do that, only Bitcoin. The creator of Solana came out and said, well, even though his coin got mentioned, he said, whoa, we can't, like, hang on. And so everyone's like, no, just Bitcoin. And then Bitcoin went through. And they were very clear when it went through that it is only Bitcoin. Everything else will be looked at completely different, will be treated completely different. And they made this big differentiator line.
And does that mean the U.S. is just going to stockpile Bitcoin? Or what does that mean?
We don't know exactly. So the details of it have not been fully fleshed out. So he said, as of right now, any government-owned Bitcoin that we have currently, which was about 200,000 under the Biden administration, but we believe that they've been secretly selling it off. But whatever we have left on the books will be kept.
Okay.
So about 200,000. That's about 1% of the supply. And then they're going to create a plan to continue to buy more Bitcoin, but he called it in a budget-neutral way. So what can we do to get Bitcoin without paying for it? Because taxpayers may object to that. So could we trade gold for it? Could we do it through tariff? What could we do in a budget-neutral way? So that's what we don't know the details of that yet. But when you listen to this interview of Howard Lutnick, who's running... Dude, the guy is so smart. You have to listen to this. But like he's helping. He's the Commerce Secretary, so he's helping set up the not only the strategic Bitcoin reserve, but the sovereign wealth fund. And so both of those will have Bitcoin. Let me paint this picture for you. So Howard Lutnick, dude, listen to this interview. The guy is so friggin' smart. He owns a company called Cantor Fitzgerald. Right, it's $1 billion Wall Street fund. Right, and He had the top 5 floors of the World Trade Center. His company got bombed out. 600 people that worked for him died. His company got destroyed. He rebuilt everything. So he's built it from the ground up multiple times. Cantor Fitzgerald announced that they are going to open up a $2 billion Bitcoin equity facility or credit line. So basically institutions don't have to sell the Bitcoin. They can tap into the equity. So that brings $2 billion to the market. So Cantor Fitzgerald now is sitting at the center of this Bitcoin web, let's call it. Well, Cantor Fitzgerald now also bought $1 billion in MicroStrategy in Q4 of last year, just recently. Whoever's listening to this, you're not smarter than Howard Lutnick. You're not smarter than him. He put $1 billion in MicroStrategy. So all these people, MicroStrategy is a scam, Ponzi. Okay, you're not smarter than him. They put $1 billion, that's like 40% into MicroStrategy. On the other side, they invested into Tether. Tether is the largest stablecoin company in the world. But that is putting their treasury into Bitcoin as well. So we have Lutnick, Cantor Fitzgerald, we have MicroStrategy, and we have Tether here. Now, in his role in the government, he's creating the SBR and a sovereign wealth fund, which will both be centered around Bitcoin. And you're bearish. Like, we have one of the smartest guys in the world, built multiple billions of dollars multiple times, running the government, building these operations, and having his money where his mouth is in 3 different companies that are benefiting from this, right? And I just made this video on YouTube, and I told Mauricio that I felt bad now this morning because I watched that video. I kind of said like, hey, he's in the government, he's pumping this thing up, whatever, and it made it look like a little scammy. I didn't mean for it to be that way, but after watching this video, the guy is so smart, and he is a true American patriot. Like, listen to the video, he's a true American patriot, and they're not doing it to pump their bags. They're not doing it for that. They realize it's the best asset in the world. They realized history, right? So when China in the late 1800s decided that they were going to stay with the silver standard when the whole world went to a gold standard, China lost their place in the world. And it's taken them 100 years to come back.
With the last 2 minutes, there's a lot of questions that I want to ask, but we are the wealthiest country because of the American dollar. How does crypto threat the U.S. dollar? And then let's land the plane, because I know we have a hard stop.
Well, we're not just the wealthiest country in the world from the U.S. dollar. Howard Lutnick put this into perspective. So you always hear about the GDP of the country. You hear about the revenue of the country. You hear about the debt of the country. As a business owner, there's still a number missing. So we have $36 trillion in debt. We have $29 trillion of GDP. We have $6.5 trillion of spending. We have $4.5 trillion of revenue. So you hear the revenue and spending, we're a $2 trillion deficit. That sounds terrible, right? But as a business owner, there's one big number missing. What's the balance sheet? What's the balance sheet of the United States? Estimated between 500 trillion to a quadrillion. That's the balance sheet. So when you have a business guy like a Lutnick come in and go, wait a minute, look at the balance sheet. We have $500 trillion of assets. What is $36 trillion of debt? We can balance the budget. The debt is minuscule. We can monetize the balance sheet. Like, what are we doing here, guys? And so, anyway, back to, it's not just this because of the currency. We have the balance sheet. Anyway, so back to the currency question. So the dollar is the reserve currency of the world. I don't think anything is changing that. I did make a video recently. So the Trump administration, the U.S. government is all in on creating U.S. dollar stable coins. And so part of the reason why is the world, when I talk about the world, Peru, Argentina, Lebanon, Turkey, etc., they desperately want dollars because their currencies are exploding all around them. But they're not able to get dollars. Their countries keep them from doing that. So U.S. dollar stablecoins have made it where they can easily get into the U.S. dollar. So the world desperately wants U.S. dollars. Bitcoin, as much as I believe in it, and it's a 10x in front, you should be buying it. It's too volatile for the average person to be trying to live their life on it. So if you have money you can put away for 5 years, you should put it into Bitcoin. But if I have money that I'm trying to spend, I got to pay my rent next week, it's too volatile. So the world needs dollars. And I think the two complement each other in a transitional period. So the US dollar stablecoin will get to the entire world, and then the government also has another problem. The government needs people to buy treasuries. So now we have vis-a-vis, we have the world buying stablecoins go into treasuries. So I believe this will cement the dollar's position in the world as the reserve currency. It will only become stronger than it already is and will take over everything because even countries with their own currencies, the people want the dollars. The stablecoins will get it out there. And working together with Bitcoin and the dollars, it will cement that position. Now, we have all these things we can store our wealth in. Gold and collectibles and fine art and all these things. It doesn't take away from the dollar. Nobody thinks they should be storing their wealth in the dollar.
It's not a store of value.
So we store our wealth in other things, and we use the dollar to buy your coffee in the morning. So I don't see how it really threatens the dollar. Now, over a long enough period of time, yes. I believe that will happen by about 2050, 2055. Then there's a threat. But I think we have the next 30 years in front of us.